Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
When drunkenness meets intellectualness meets bro science, you get bro soup time. This is Dean and the Boys.
Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dean and the Boys, brought to you by Bro Soup Time. I am your host, Dean Mercer. I have some people around me right now.
Not beautiful humans this time.
Not beautiful humans this time. I got to switch it up every once in a while. We have Mr. Ryan Manheath.
Hello, hello.
We have Triple C.
Hey, what's up?
We have Mr. Slut. I decided what I wanted to call you.
Right? What's up?
And then we have Big Bad Bab. We also officially have a producer. She's giggling. You hear her. Yeah. How's it going, Lauren?
Great.
Lauren.
All right.
Hey, so let me ask you, why you hung over this afternoon?
I did stuff last night.
What'd you do?
Went out with Mr. Ryan here.
Hello.
And
Things happened.
Yeah, we drank a lot. Don't mix your alcohols. Don't I'll have 3 beers and then a vodka water. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
what's
and then go back and then.
What's the rule? Beer before liquor, never sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear.
That's only if you're a pussy.
I like that.
Hell yes.
I like
Bringing
that.
the heat already.
I like that, but it had an effect on me, or maybe we just weren't really drinking in Mexico. I feel like I would have been ready.
What? Not really drinking.
Yeah,
in
what do
Mexico.
you-
Well, I mean,
I didn't drink water.
I mean,
Still don't feel normal.
how many times have you heard that there's not real alcohol?
I got
That
pretty
they say to
messed
water
up
it
every
down.
now and
Did
then.
you see me the first night?
I did. Vacation Eric's my favorite.
How many tequila shots did we take at dinner the first night?
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't think. That tequila wasn't really tequila. 'cause
Right, if we're
we
taking-
took a shit ton of shots.
We took like 9 at dinner,
Yeah.
and we walked out of there.
Yeah.
I actually think it was turpentine. That's what it tasted like.
The vodka tasted like turpentine.
Oh, it was
I
awful.
thought they all tasted the same.
Anyway,
The
Awful.
Jack tasted
They all
good.
tasted awful.
we're back from Mexico.
Yeah.
How are we
One
feeling?
Piece.
Still haven't peed clear yet. My body's so dehydrated. I
My,
need a lot
my,
of water too.
my face is peeled 4 times since that burn.
Yeah, do you still have the line on your head?
Oh, I still got a line. Yep, I got sunglass mark, I
It's
think.
not as bad.
Not as
It's
bad.
not as bad.
Well,
as
it's
it
peeled
was.
4 times, okay?
Yeah.
A lot of aloe vera right here.
Did you have to wear a hat at work? all
Oh,
week?
absolutely. All week.
And that's allowed?
Oh, come on, man. I'm working the metal industry.
It's Colby. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
That's fair.
And I think I got a post-Mexico sickness, post-sickness or flu or whatever. But, I lost like 5 pounds from it. So,
Montezuma's
on the positive side
revenge.
of things.
Friday, I decided to weigh myself. Let's see what the damage was. 10 pounds.
Gained 10 pounds?
Gained 10 pounds.
How the fuck?
I lost like 10.
I like to think, okay, this is what I like to think, because I'm looking at myself, I feel like I'm puffy, looking at myself in the mirror. I like to think, I was on the keto diet, and then went from keto diet to
Eating everything.
eating anything and everything in front of me, and having probably 17 bananas a day.
We had a lot of bananas.
Let me ask you something. Did you feel the difference between when you started burning carbs instead of burning the keto diet?
Like when I was down there?
Yeah, when you were down there. Did you feel
I don't
the
know.
effects?
I could feel myself like puffier. I mean, one day I got up to take a piss, looked in the mirror, and audibly, like out loud, I said, "Oh, you look like shit, dude."
Mm-hmm. Did you see Eric's feet?
Oh yeah. Have you gone
Are
to
we
the
talking
doctor?
about my feet again?
Have you gone to the doctor
'Cause, yeah,
yet?
you're fucking.
I just
the
showed it to
webbing
you. They don't look
between your
bad.
toes.
They
is
look
nasty.
like clean
I
potatoes.
just showed it. You thought they still look bad.
Oh, yeah, you have fat
Don't
feet
compare them to
naturally.
I do not.
I
But,
like,
eat
are you-
potatoes.
Scabs
You should have
sealed
seen
up and shit.
No,
like
that's
healing up
not
better
good
a little
still.
bit?
No, that's still gross. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was awful. But like my feet
Get
are not
some,
swollen like a pregnant lady anymore.
Get some lavender oil. Lavender oil helps healing like cuts and stuff. I'm
Yeah,
not
I've
even
been putting
kidding.
stuff on it. Like they healed. Like it's just it's scab. It's gross.
I had a huge callus on my hand right here that split once, and it was like when I first met Erin. And she's like, "Here, put some lavender oil on it." And I was like, "All right."
Who just
Didn't
has-
believe in it at all.
Who just has
and
lavender
the next
oil?
day, like it kept on reopening, and the day after she did it, that shit closed. Like whatever lavender oil does, it helps your skin like heal faster.
No shit. Maybe you could go to Colby's witch doctor where he got his ring.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Oh.
weird
You
crystals
probably
from
sell
it.
Roll
it.
rocks.
Everyone, back off. My ring that I'm wearing deflects negative energy. So whatever you say to me, I'm blocking it.
That's being deflected.
They probably do sell that.
Katie, okay, so my girlfriend's big into rocks now.
Big rock
and stones. She's reading
Are
a
you
book.
sure she really is, or is she just trying to get you to marry her?
I don't know if you know this about me, Joe Rogan. I smoke rocks.
She's big into rocks and spiritual things. Like she's reading this book on matter and energy, and there's a lot of energy. And that's actually like the first type of matter was like rocks. That was like the first thing on our Earth.
Okay.
So she thinks that all these rocks have energy and everything like that. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna try it. So we bought a bunch of rocks.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and there's that.
It's the same as like having a salt lamp. You know, that's a big thing right now.
I've actually wanted to get one of those.
Yeah, so we have one in our house too.
Like a dream catcher.
So it was a
No,
nice-
not a dream. What the fuck? Man? A dream catcher?
I do feel like that's on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, because this is actual matter. You
Yeah.
know, it's natural.
Oh, so dream catchers aren't real?
No.
I've seen them before.
Tell that to the Indians.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like you just disrespected
man.
a bunch of Indians right there.
it's only weird if it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's like superstitions, like 101. Like
Yeah.
if it's only weird if it doesn't work.
But it makes sense if you look at the science behind it. Like if you read her book, it's actually kind of cool. Like the stuff behind it.
yeah.
It makes sense.
Hey, speaking of superstitions, have you guys ever like had rituals or superstitions
Oh, yeah.
about anything?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Ooh, tell me.
Well, so Little League, and this might be why I'm fat. I used to have, before every like football or basketball game, I would eat 3 Jelly Belly jelly beans, the same flavor, Tutti Frutti.
Like just 3? Like
I would have to have 3 because 3 was my number,
You
my
could
lucky
only-
number.
how
and
can you only eat 3? Maybe 3
it's part of
bags.
no, it's part of the discipline.
So it wasn't at least 3. It was
No,
just
it was 3. Had to be
Minimum of
3. Had to be 3. I would eat 3 right before I would go play, and then I'd, kill it.
Why don't you still do that for things like Chiefs games and stuff?
I should.
Professional.
But then the other one, like even now, when the Royals were going on that tear and when they won the World Series in 2015, on my keychain I have like it looks like I don't even know how to describe it, but it's made out of a baseball, like the leather and and everything. And every time the Royals were up to bat in like a big spot, I would like just rub that baseball thing, and it says Royals on it, and something good would happen. That's just, it was just weird. I just do random shit like that.
Yeah. I still have one. I wear a rubber band on my wrist during games because one of my favorite players growing up did it. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Kenny Lofton.
He sounds like your favorite player.
Yeah. No, I think that's who it was, but I don't remember when it started.
Hank Aaron.
But you're such a dick.
Big
Oh, because he's old.
Yeah. So, well, I would in 8th grade, it broke off my wrist, and I literally broke my wrist in that game. And in my freshman year in high school in basketball, the referee made me take it off my wrist, and I broke my hand in the same game.
Damn.
And so it just kind of like now I even still do.
You should put those around your feet.
Dude, my feet are not that bad. I think they're very cute, by the way. I have
don't have
cute,
nothing.
chubby feet.
Lauren's got a superstitious ritual right now. She eats a banana now at every podcast that we do.
I did not eat a banana.
From now on, you are.
If we get a lot of listeners off of this, you 100% have to eat a banana every time.
We might
eat
just
that
stare
banana.
at her. We'll just
I
lose
can't eat a
complete
banana with
focus.
people watching.
People are gonna be commenting now. Yeah, show Lauren eat that banana.
Oh my god. You'll see.
Colby, what about you? Did you ever have any superstition things you did like before games?
No, not before games. If I'm watching like a basketball game or football game on TV, and like if I move and we do bad, I go back to that same spot. Like I think that affects it.
What about your PEDs? We're not gonna talk about those.
Come on,
Moving on.
come on. Don't make me.
I never had one. I never really. I mean, I guess in high school I always had a peanut butter and honey sandwich before every football game. That was about it.
Well, see, I was off the same type of thing of what Colby just said. Like if I'm watching a game, like 2003 when K-State won the Big 12 in football, I was eating popcorn when they were doing well, and I was like, "Oh shit, I can't stop eating popcorn because they'll stop doing good." I went through like 4 bags of popcorn. Like I felt awful, but they won the Big 12, so I was okay with it.
Jelly beans.
Ryan has a lot of those. I mean, Ryan's superstitions are pretty bad. Like he did one year, weren't you during I think it was the Royals run in the playoffs where you sat next to the same guy every one, and so he wasn't there one time, so he drew a picture of him and put him in the seat next to him.
That's a great.
I actually went to it was Toronto Blue Jays. I went to the game that Batista dropped that fly ball that came out to him in right field, and it was I drew a picture of my buddy who I'd sit next to every game, and we had won every game, and like people around me were getting in on it too. They were like high fiving the paper when the Royals did something good.
Yikes.
You ever watch like I watched like the docu-series about the Stanley Cup playoffs and stuff, and like the managers that have to set up all the locker room and everything. Like they have to remember how each player likes their locker set up, and like apparently if it's not set up right, players lose their fucking shit on the managers.
I'm sure.
Like, lose it.
Wasn't there like a comedian or something that would only want like green M&Ms? Like they would have a list of things that they wanted in their dressing room.
Oh yeah.
No,
And
that
they would
was
only have like a certain color M&M, and the only reason why they did that was to even make sure that whoever or whatever show that they were going on would actually read their list.
no, that's Ozzy Osbourne in Wayne's World.
I think there's
You
an
don't
actual
remember
no.
I do know though that celebrities have ridiculous demands in their dressing room, like 50 bottles of water, half room
this
temperature,
brand-
half a specific brand, half room temperature, half like a specific
Chilled,
degree.
yeah.
Like
Who's
they
actually going
fucking
to drink
check
50
it.
bottles of water?
Exactly, but they
It's
have
the
to
principle.
Have it.
I asked for it, you get it.
It's a
I think,
bullshit
you would.
principle.
You would literally die.
Ooh, what?
You,
That's a good
you
one.
drown.
What would be in your guys'? That's called a rider in the business, in the biz,
In the biz
it's called
world,
a rider. So what's in your rider? What are your demands?
Tutti Frutti jelly beans and popcorn. I don't know. I'd have to think about that, to be
I got-
honest.
I don't think I can
me
legally say mine out loud.
Maybe 2 or 3 handles of Jack and some food, dude. I wouldn't be very picky at all. I think. Yeah.
Just like finger sandwiches.
Yeah, just make it comfortable. I'm not gonna. I'd want Jack though for sure.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels in my room, no fucking doubt.
The sweet Hawaiian rolls with like honey, ham, and cheese.
I always end up hungry after this podcast.
Dude.
Have to put those in the oven though and kind of melt them a
Yes.
little bit and warm them up.
Yes. I'm a big Hawaiian roll guy.
All
Why do you
Ryan
make those as
superstitions
snacks?
have to do with food.
That's why I'm fat, guys.
I'm gonna make that next time and just come over with a bunch of them.
Oh, are you
Set it
cooking
down.
for the next podcast?
I will.
So
Make
we're doing
y'all
a
Best-
podcast tomorrow?
Best producer ever.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
We're gonna have like a banana cake.
Just throwing water on yourself?
I
these
just
It's
days?
not gonna be a banana cake. Banana pancakes.
But I mean, if you wanted to bring banana bread, I'm a fan of that.
I love banana bread and pumpkin bread.
So bananas are just going to be part of the podcast?
We're actually
I'm not against that.
We're actually changing our logos to 2 bananas.
2 beers cheersing at the top is just 2 bananas.
Gingerly touching.
All right, should we move into some news?
Let's
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's hit the news.
All right.
Bing, 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 bing.
We just got back from Cancun. I believe this happened before our flight home from Atlanta to KC, right?
I think it was the same day.
It was the same day. We were getting ready to board the flight.
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard, a Southwest plane bound for Dallas, an engine blew up and broke out a window, and a 43-year-old mom of 2 was sucked out.
God.
Not out. I mean,
Partially
sucked out. So I mean, imagine just dragging back in, like, I saved her. Like something gets let loose, and you just pull back the legs.
Oh, she didn't die. I know
She
died.
died.
She died.
She gone.
So she died
Yeah.
actually from blood
Thoughts and
trauma. So when the motor blew up, the fan blade shot through the window and sliced her head. That's actually what essentially
That's what
killed her.
Oh,
And then
really?
Yeah, so there was blood all over, they said, in the plane. And it got stuck. She got, then stuck
Yeah,
to the
sucked
window.
to the window.
But at that point, I'm scared of flying. I would be like, leave her until we land because
Yeah.
of the vacuum. I mean, you pull
Yeah.
her away, it's just going to
Well,
suck
yeah,
someone
that's-
else.
Yeah.
So I would be jamming pillows around her.
Trying to seal it up.
Just seal her in there.
I would be doing a lot of that.
For those who can't see, Colby is deflecting with his rock ring right now.
Rock
So,
and flex and
Colby just
everything.
said it. A window shattered, and a woman was sucked through the hole partially after the engine blew up and struck the window. One of 24 blades on the engine were missing, and they're citing metal fatigue where the blades attached to the hub. So I guess just one of them blades from that.
And this is actually a big problem. So, like, because they're not able to detect that the metal's weak, so they're thinking it could happen a lot more. The next day at Delta plane, their engine caught on fire.
Yeah,
The next day.
terrifying.
But they saw that. They stopped it. They didn't take off or anything.
So you, Mercer, are not a fan of flying.
Yeah.
As we've known for a little bit, but reiterated on our
He
flight
was
to Cancun.
much better this trip. He was much better this trip. He just put his hood over his head and just kind of he kept the giggling down to a minimum.
So I'm curious, like, if you're on that plane and that happens, like, do you ever fly again? Or are you bussing everywhere? Or cruise or train?
I would have a heart attack. I mean, I don't know what would happen.
I don't know, but first, like on that, I'd probably be like, someone quiet. There would be someone in there saying, "Quiet that young girl down." None of us can think, because I would just be high pitched screaming like, "We're all gonna die."
Yeah.
Well, if you also look,
I would need one of those rings.
Didn't
Just
you
all
just
the
talk
rings.
about this like 2 weeks ago about
Yeah.
how you fear flying?
Terrified.
yeah, then we're
this
getting ready to
happens.
board a flight back home from Cancun, and a plane explodes. Basically.
Yeah.
I'm glad no one told me before we got on.
That's the first.
Oh, we were
person-
talking about it in the terminal. You must not have been sitting by us.
I don't think you were listening.
Yeah, we were reading it in Atlanta. I remember.
No, I got down.
The way I just look at it is like it's gonna happen. Like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Like there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
That was the first
why are you
person-
gonna be scared to fly still? you
First
know?
person to die in 9 years.
Yeah.
Well, and
it's not a
Hey,
common
we all have
occurrence.
irrational fears. Get over it.
They,
I'm terrified. I mean, if we hit turbulence, dude, I was freaking out on the plane.
Oh yeah,
One of
that
those
turbulence
bad.
sucked on the way back in
no,
Atlanta.
coming into Cancun too.
Oh,
you remember
yeah?
that?
No.
People on the plane were like, "Whoa!"
Because
Yeah.
that when you're
get like an
flying
air
and then it
pocket.
sinks,
That
and
little
you're like-
weightless feeling.
You're like, oh my God, we're dead right now.
Aaron's
We're
got
dead in the
it.
water.
And then when we landed at KCI, do you remember how hard we hit the ground?
homeboy skipped it.
Yeah,
He was skipping
He was
rocks on a
coming-
pond.
He was coming in hot.
he came in real hot.
But did you,
But the anyway,
go ahead.
no, the pilot's from Olathe.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
From Olathe,
she's a fucking
Navy vet, right?
She's hardcore.
Yeah,
I think Lauren had some info on her.
Yeah, I was told, I actually can't find it, but I was told that she was Air Force first and they wouldn't let her fly fighter jets, so she went to the Navy and they let her fly the F-18. She was one of the first women to fly that. But they still wouldn't let her, like, fight in combat, so she ended up resigning.
It's still impressive.
And
that
she went to Southwest.
Yeah, she was able to land it. I didn't like without any more casualties. I
Right.
They're missing an engine, right?
Yeah,
that's
those they're
wild.
made to fly with
Yeah,
one.
they're
I don't know how
designed
that works.
Still, I
if
mean,
they
you
lose
can't,
an engine, they
can't be
can
flying
save.
as well.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, they're designed to fly with one.
Yeah,
The only
most
time
planes
that,
are.
like the pilot that landed in the Hudson River, he had double engine
Sully?
failure, so there was nothing they could do there.
He just kind of glided.
Isn't that crazy? That was right after 9/11 too. Could you
Yeah.
imagine that? Like, there's another one. Like you see.
Oh,
the
everybody was
plane?
freaking
Oh
out.
man,
Just a big ass plane
another terrorist
careening into
attack.
the river.
Yeah. Well, so building off of that Southwest story, also, I guess like somebody took a picture of like them on the plane. Like you couldn't see the lady, but like there was a picture of everybody like wearing their masks, like the oxygen masks, and not a single one had them on correctly. And like somebody from Southwest like tweeted out like, pay attention to your fucking like attendance and learn how to do this stuff because it could actually.
Yeah, I never pay attention to any of that.
So like, you're supposed to put it like over your mouth and your nose, and they were just putting it over their mouth. And so like I guess one you can lose consciousness because it's not you may not be inhaling enough oxygen, but like they said it also slows down the evacuation process because you're like groggy and from the altitude and whatnot.
Yikes.
Everyone's too busy on their phones.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch Narcos. Stop talking.
Stuff some pillows
You're
around
the
her.
wrong-
Let's land.
You're the reason. That
I was getting mad when we were getting ready to leave. The flights down there, we had TVs on the, and every time that they
yeah.
came over an announcement, it paused the
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
I was like, shut the fuck up, just let me watch this.
Yeah, Colby and I were trying to play drinking games on the little screen. It was pissing me off
That's
too.
true,
I was
we were.
winning.
How are you guys playing Dream?
So they have games. There's movies, TVs, games. We were playing games, and obviously we were putting drinking rules into place.
Yeah,
You just
exactly.
type in the other person's seat.
Yeah, I was
You can
asking
play with them.
everyone that was on our plane. I was inviting them to our games.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can play poker and shit. Yeah, it's cool.
Nice. Well, to rectify the situation, I guess Southwest they sent $5,000 checks to all the passengers and a $1,000 flight voucher.
Okay.
Do you ever fly that again? I feel like Jason would.
Yeah, I
Jason's like,
would,
hey, it's
I
gonna happen. It's
would,
gonna
yeah.
happen.
I'm a big Southwest guy. I probably would.
I would. Fly.
I mean, it makes time so much easier to get. I mean,
I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know if the actual airline matters. Like, are you just ever going to fly again? Period.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'd be.
But see, that just shows like
I
they're
would-
probably
I-
now they're gonna rehaul or overhaul their fucking inspection process. You know what I mean? Because like in the Navy, every time a helicopter landed, immediately like we check everything to make sure that the oil fucking pressure's right and like stuff's not popped that shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like we check everything. So I feel like with commercial flights, they don't do that. You land and immediately they got to send that flight back
Yeah.
out. Like.
if you look though, the pilot they'll walk the plane
Yeah.
and look at it. If you
Well,
look out
see,
the window,
Yeah, well, our pilots did that too, but like with mechanics, like we
Right.
had our own checks, like specific spots, you know what I mean, to look for, and
right?
then the pilots would just come around afterwards and just kind of glance at things, you know what I mean. But I don't know, they're definitely going to have to overhaul their inspection process. You
I
know?
feel like for as many delays as I've had for parts and things like that, that I feel like they probably already do a decent amount of stuff.
Oh yeah,
But as far as that metal thing that Colby was talking about,
but
and
like you
obviously
said,
they
it's
can't get.
metal fatigue, so
Well,
that means like that's not the only plane, like you said earlier. It's not the
Well,
only plane like
so
that. You know?
looking
They said it's too hard to look
Yeah,
back.
you can't
in,
see it with a naked eye.
Yeah, they
That's
said
what
it's
they're
too
saying.
the fatigue of the metal back in the engine. They can't check that, so they're gonna have to find a way to do it.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, like with us, there's like little compartments you can open up and shit
Right.
and like look in there, but you're not gonna see every single thing. But
Right. You wouldn't even tell that it was weakened.
I bet how it'll change is it'll be a every so often that it'll just have to be changed.
Yeah.
Whether it could look in pristine condition, it has to be changed.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's the way it is on the railroad. There's just some stuff where no matter how it looks, it's working perfectly. Never had anybody say anything about it. But it's been 6 months, so we're changing
Changing it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it gets overhauled and then put back on another choo-choo.
Speaking of choo-choos,
Choo-choo
Oh,
pooper.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Learn us something.
Literally.
the poop train.
The poop train.
The poop train. Let's talk about this.
What have you ever? You're in the shipping industry, or were? You still kind of are.
Still am.
Yeah, still okay. Have you ever shipped shit?
I have not shipped shit.
Do people tell you? Do they tell you what they're shipping? Do
Absolutely, they have to,
Okay.
per se. But there's also a lot of sketchy instances. You know, like I'm shipping a whole truckload of mattresses. You know,
Yeah.
and you're like, you take their word for it.
Oh, if you've watched
Yeah.
Narcos, that's drugs. There's drugs. There's drugs and/or money in those.
Yes, exactly. No, and that's what it is. I mean, the guy that I used to sit next to had the FBI he had to go to like an FBI investigation because he didn't realize he was shipping drugs.
God damn.
Because we just take their word
Hell
for
yeah.
it.
What?
You know, and sometimes the driver, if they're in a sleeper, they'll just back up, hop back there, sleep for a couple hours while they get loaded and leave. They have no idea what they're hauling. They just go off the paperwork.
So how could he get in trouble if someone's just saying, "Yeah, I've been
Well,
shipping
so
mattresses."
he's shipping. I know, but that's what it was. They had to obviously do an investigation on it and figure out what it was. But he was shipping drugs, and the FBI was calling him at work. Like it was a pretty big deal.
Can the driver get in trouble for that? Do they have to
No,
like
I think
inspect
there's
the
laws for the driver.
Inspect their load.
Where like if they don't know it's back, you know what I mean? Like negligence, maybe not negligence
Right.
is the word, but there's some word that like
No,
protects them from
technically,
being
yeah,
in
they're
trouble.
protected because we rent that trailer. Technically, they just haul it for us. So when we rent a trailer, it's yours. You can load whatever you want in there, how you want it, and the driver takes it.
That is wild.
But this train of poop has been stuck in Parrish, Alabama for 2 months now.
2 months.
So look at this. New York City, they got in trouble in like the 80s for dumping poop into the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. So now they have to send it to landfills. Well, this train that they loaded full of shit from New York City got stuck in this small town of like 982 people. And it's been stuck there, and the whole town just reeks. It smells like dead carcass, they said. Just the whole town reeks of poop.
Just imagine like a big ass train filled with shit
Stuck.
in the hot
And yeah, they
in
said
the hot sun.
They said it's Alabama, so
Sweltering
it's starting to
heat.
get the humidity down there, and they said it's attracting. Their whole city's full of flies now. And I mean, think about all the consequences of this. So their city's full of flies. People can't go out.
rapture.
People in their house are smelling shit.
Yeah.
Like to where they're putting peppermint
getting
under their
sick,
nose.
yeah.
They're putting peppermint under their nose so they can just live a normal life.
Oh my god.
All this for in New York.
Oh, he's a singer now.
I had no idea.
I didn't know that's where that was going.
That
But
rings really brought it up.
well, yeah, like the train actually like stopped right by like little league ball fields.
So why is it stuck there? I mean, what's the issue?
So I guess the guy, I think it was behind the landfill, ended up having to go to a court hearing or something. So he's been gone out of town, and so the train hasn't had papers to move. So it's literally stuck there, and they don't know when it's going to get offloaded. Basically, all these people are writing a petition so it doesn't go to their landfill. The landfill that they dump all this poop in is like 30 miles east of Parrish, Alabama, and it gets offloaded into trucks into the landfill, and the landfill's like saying they're not going to take it now. So it's like a huge problem. So this poop train. I mean, think about all the people in New York City. There's like 18 million that live there in a small area. I mean, think about all that poop.
I feel like the governor of Alabama just needs to tell that landfill, well, you're gonna take it. Like, you
Well,
have no
that's the thing.
choice, dude. You
That's the
gotta
problem.
take
So
it.
another thing, coal, you push coal a lot, I think, don't you? I mean, all that coal, is it coal ash? Is like the
Oh, don't ask
when
me
they're
that
when they're
question, I don't
done
know.
with the coal at power plants, it's basically biohazardous.
Like a nuclear waste.
And where does all that go? I mean, there's all this trash and everything we think just disappears, but really,
Well, I know there's a place in Oklahoma because I also used to work road construction. Anytime like a diesel tanker or whatever type of tanker carrying some sort of hazardous chemical would like spill, they'd come over and they dig up all the dirt and they fill in with new dirt.
and they have to dig so far. They have to dig
Oh,
like
yeah.
20 feet under it.
to China.
And then that gets, and then from what I've heard, it gets shipped to someplace in Oklahoma where they just burn the dog shit out of it.
Yeah.
They just incinerate it.
Oh God, we're so mean to the Indians.
Lauren, you had something about the shit train?
As of Thursday, it's been removed one truckload at a time.
One truck at a time. And
Yeah.
we're talking, I forgot how many tons of this there are.
That's the worst
A
job in the
buttload.
world.
I see what you did.
Buttload.
But all of a sudden, you don't want to say shit.
Could you imagine being that driver? Like,
that's the worst
just
job
round
ever.
trip shit hauling.
Person
I hope
loading
he's
the
getting
truck.
paid. I hope he's like
$20 an
Imagine
hour.
trying to
$1 million.
eat with all that shit there.
No, I would
Everything
never want to
would
picture
taste
that.
like poo.
Imagine, imagine having like a new restaurant nearby,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
just getting started,
Just open.
and then this shit train.
And we're
is
talking
just
about a
parked.
town of 982 people. They
Yeah,
don't
not
have a
many
whole
new
lot.
restaurants.
They maybe not a new restaurant.
Well, see, I never
Could
even.
you imagine?
I never even thought like what. I figured you flush it and it goes to waste water, whatever, and it's just gone.
So
just
that's what
realized-
happens.
I thought
So
it
it
was
went to
recycled.
wastewater. It went to a treatment plant. Then all the stuff that they brush all the clean water basically, and it goes through filter. But all that original
That's so weird to me.
bio waste, all that original stuff from the first tanks, that's what's getting dumped.
That's
Because that doesn't just disintegrate.
right. So you just load it on a train and ship it to Alabama.
Have
Like,
you guys been in New York City?
No,
like,
I have
go
not.
there and then on trash day, you'll be grossed out. I mean, the whole streets are covered
Oh,
with
dude.
just covered with
Yeah,
waste.
and it takes them a long time to get to it all too. And it's just piles
And you-
on the
yeah.
side of the street.
Yep.
just fucking
I have seen
piles.
videos of like in Portnoy's pizza reviews.
just piles of trash.
There's just piles of trash as tall as
That's how it
him.
is. It's, you're walking down the street and there'll be a trash pile this big every so many feet. It's crazy. I mean, but they have to get rid of their waste somehow.
That's crazy.
And then rats the size of fucking this table.
Yeah,
Mickey.
that's terrifying.
the size of Mickey running around out there.
We saw some. It was crazy.
Dude,
You saw
they're
some real-
fucking
Yeah, saw some real-
big. It's
some
no
real New
joke.
York
Those
rats.
Real New
fuckers
York
are
rats.
big.
Dude,
Real
they're
big.
I mean, they're bigger than cats.
Yeah.
Like, they're big.
Jesus.
No.
I mean, they have an unlimited supply of food. like
Whatever they
it's
want.
just everywhere. They get
like
fat.
I think they said because there's a rat documentary on Netflix right now that talks about the rat problem in New York, and I think there's like 3 rats for every human in New York.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everybody has
There's
pets.
just no way to get rid
I
of
thought the
them.
hurricane cleaned that up.
I thought hurricane season was over.
I've always wanted to go to New York just to say I've been there, but like the more and more I keep hearing about like piles of
Dude.
trash and cat
it's
rats.
cool, man.
Dude,
It's
once you
definitely
want to
worth
get, it's
going
almost like
to.
Vegas. Yeah, once you're there, you're like,
Yeah.
this is awesome. And then you're ready after a few days to get out because it's so
Boy,
crazy. But then it hits
it's-
you and you're like, I want to go back.
Physically and mentally draining because I've just never been somewhere where there's just everything's constantly
Moving.
moving and making noise. Like you either dodging people when you're walking through the street, or you're trying to cross the street, dodging cars, people honking,
A lot of
people
Asians.
yelling. Like it's just like you're just
A lot of
looking
Koreans, big in
all over
Korea.
the place. You don't know where to look. Really, you really
It
don't
is.
know where to look.
It's wild.
Are
but
people as mean as they say?
no,
Oh well,
I didn't think so.
it depends where you are, but yeah, they're not very polite though. They're not might not be mean, but like there's no excuse me. Pardon me when you're trying to get through the crowd. It's like get the fuck up out of my
That's
way.
true. But I mean, we
You
had
know.
people holding the door for us, and we'd say thank you. And, well, I mean, it wasn't like we thought.
Do
Like
you
we
catch
thought
a lot
everyone,
of shit there for an accent or anything?
No, not really. Because there's people from all over the world. Right.
Right.
Think about it, living in one area.
Yeah.
I travel for work and I was on the East Coast. It wasn't New York. I can't remember specifically where I was at. It might have been Boston at this time. But somebody talked, like they were like, oh, you must be from the Midwest. And I was like, oh, how could you tell? Like accent or something? They're like, no, you just talk slow.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
I guess.
Talk slow.
Like, yeah, we talk really fast out here because we're always busy. But the Midwesterners, you guys talk slow. And I'm like, I didn't realize that was a fucking thing.
I'm busy too, you fuck.
I don't think I could talk any faster.
I was like, hey, do you want me to speed it up? I'll try it as quick as I can.
I like practiced like a week before I went though, like being mean and talking fast. Like get that door. Fuck you, just practice.
Just shoving people in the middle of the street.
Let's go ahead and get our second shit story out of
Second
the way.
poop story.
God damn it.
So Lauren went through and she listened to everything again because I assume she listened the first go around before she became producer. But she took some notes and she said we talk about shit way too much. We already knew that.
Yeah.
But we can't help. We don't write the
It's
news,
just
folks.
good stories.
I've been
man.
saying that for several weeks, but I'm glad Lauren backed me up on
No,
that.
I agree.
We
I
should hurry
agree.
up and just get through the crap.
She did it again.
Still doesn't want to say shit.
So
I've
quick,
been saying shit.
quick and witty.
All right.
Second poop story, and we'll move on from no more poop stories. But Detroit Zoo is it actually happened this last week. The first 1,000 people that walked through the gate on April, I want to say that was the 14th. They gave them a 5-gallon bucket of animal feces. Like, hey, welcome to the zoo. Here's 5 gallons of animal shit.
They're trying to make it seem like they're doing you a favor, and really they're just cutting costs. And
What
they're
are
like,
they?
Here, you
Yeah,
take
like
it.
what are they?
They're saying like the little bulletin that I read said like, oh, it'd be great for your garden and fertilizer.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
that's what I was thinking. Like,
I don't want to eat my carrots with monkey shit. I'm sorry.
But how many people have gardens and you know what I mean?
Detroit,
But
yeah,
still,
not
it's
a lot
like
of
going to
people.
Parrish, Alabama, and just
Yeah.
handing out shit and be like, "Hey, use it for fertilizer."
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been one way to get rid of the poop train.
Yeah.
Just hand it to everybody.
Put a
and
spigot.
perish.
Ugh.
I pictured it
Yeah,
like
but
running.
so like you're taking your children to the zoo. If you got a family of 4, let's say parents and then 2 kids,
That's average.
do you come away with 20 pounds of animal shit, or do you just like 1 bucket and that's it?
Like, do they force you to take it?
I was
Like,
gonna say, if I walk
I don't
into
want it.
the
Nope,
Kansas
you
City
take
Zoo
it.
and they hand me a bucket of shit, I'm saying, get that the fuck away
Yeah,
from me.
that's got to be the worst
do with
promotion of all time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many people showed up though.
You're just trying to
You
get rid
know,
of your
there's some like
trash.
crazy people out there. Like,
Yeah.
hell, probably
yeah.
somebody trying to
I
make
especially
a bomb.
especially in
just to
Detroit.
see.
I feel like I've talked shit on Detroit before, so I can keep going. Right
Oh
now.
yeah,
That-
and then like throw it at the police station and shit.
I would take
I
it.
remember I had a buddy from Detroit, and he said that him and his friends would throw rocks through the police station windows just for fun.
Like that's
Or for fun, they would just climb to the top of abandoned buildings and throw like whatever they could find off it. They found a toilet.
It's the most dangerous city.
just chucked a toilet
Chuck
off the
a
ceiling,
toilet
or off the
Why
roof.
does
off the
everything
roof.
relate to shit right
It
now?
was just fun.
I would I would take it and I would mail it to Parrish, Alabama.
Oh,
Hey,
to the dump owner.
Yep.
Yep, right to him. Man.
Right
oh
to him.
yeah,
Just right
for
to the
real,
owner.
yeah. Here you go. You
That
fucking
dude-
dick.
yeah, that dude's the most hated man in
Oh,
Alabama.
yeah.
right?
Is
What a
he the asshole of
jackass.
the week?
He could be.
I
yeah.
think-
No, I think we got that
Uh,
covered.
Relates to shit still.
Hey,
Lauren's like, guys,
I
enough.
think our producer wants us to move on.
From the free Detroit Zoo poo, kind
Yeah.
of.
Hey, that
By the
rhymed.
way, I think you're doing a great job. I'm all for this.
What else do we have in news?
Okay, so I didn't take notes on this one, so I'm just gonna
Free ball it.
read it straight from the news article. This is my candidate for asshole of the week, even though this happened a minute ago.
We'll vote. Keep going.
Okay. Marlene Warren was finishing breakfast with her son and his friends on May 26, 1990, when a white Chrysler LeBaron pulled into the driveway of her home outside West Palm Beach, Florida. Someone dressed as a clown emerged from the car carrying 2 balloons, a flower arrangement, authorities said. I'm struggling.
He's from DeSoto.
When Warren answered the door, the clown handed her the gifts, according to the detective Paige McCann of the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Warren said something like, "How nice." Then the clown pulled out a gun and shot Warren in the face.
Oh.
Walked away, calmly drove away.
Sounded like a country song as you were going there.
Yeah.
what the fuck?
In Palm Beach.
So what happened is, let's see.
The clown brings gifts to this little girl.
No,
it's
it was a woman. So
This woman.
what it boils down to is Sheila Keene, who married the slain woman's husband 12 years later after the killing. So she was seeing this guy who was married. The clown was seeing the husband of the woman she killed. And then 12 years after the murder,
Oh, the clown was a woman. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
yeah, then that's surprising too. A clown, a woman clown.
Woman
killer?
clown.
I mean, I guess women
Killer.
can be clowns too. But,
Hashtag 2018.
Hashtag me too.
but yeah, and then married the slain woman's husband
So
12 years later.
She dressed as a clown,
Yep.
killed the guy's wife, and then married him 12 years later.
Yeah.
That's
She sounds
awesome.
Like legitimately a clown.
I mean,
That's hard. So
How
he
did
was
they
totally.
find out?
She had a goal and she really went with it.
So time out. Did this story just get released? Like they
patience,
just
too.
figured it out?
Well, new evidence, like new DNA, like 27 years.
So they didn't catch her at the time.
No.
She got away with it.
It was a cold case.
Okay, she got away with it, and now they're busting her.
And now they came back and
Wow, she really
got
liked that.
DNA.
guy.
Yeah, right?
Holy fuck, man. That's wild.
That's fucking crazy, right?
and like, why do you dress like a like? What? Why is that your first instinct? Like, I'm gonna dress like a clown and go kill
I
this
mean,
lady.
I guess so that way
And everyone would be like, "Come on in."
description, you know what I
No,
mean?
they would
Like,
not.
yeah, how
I'm
many people?
terrified of clowns. So I would
I'm not a clown
I'm
guy.
not answering the door.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think I'd answer the door either. But I mean, I guess
I guess you could walk around as a clown and
You
know,
could think it's like
you're not going to be able to describe her.
A clown
obviously,
gram.
You know, she looks like a clown. Like
It was a clown.
It was a clown gram.
Like, yeah, you know, in her picture, she's blonde. You know, brown eyes. You know what I mean? She had fucking big red lips.
That's terrifying, especially
The
all
red
that stuff.
nose and
I know, but
fucking
this is in
white
the
face paint.
90s.
Looked like
This
the
is
Joker.
1990. There wasn't a big clown problem back then.
This is the pre-clown problem.
Yeah, now,
That's what I'm saying. It's totally
Now-
different back then. You would be like, oh, yeah, come on in.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd still be come on it though. I mean, what the fuck is this?
Why is there a fucking clown on my porch? Nope. I'm not
wouldn't-
answering it.
Bozo's the only clown I want
I
to meet.
wouldn't
That's
open the
it.
door. Like, what do you
I don't
want?
know if I want to meet
That's
Bozo.
crazy.
You
I
fucking
don't. Yeah,
psychopath.
that is wild.
Well,
So what about? Do you guys remember? Was it like 2 years ago? There was that big clown. Like they were around.
yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere.
It was,
They
it
were
was
all
like
over
a
the
year
nation.
ago.
Well, have you seen the video of like there was a clown walking a bridge,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then the kids walk up,
Yeah.
and then he turns around and starts chasing them?
running.
Is that real?
I don't know. If it is, I'd be fucking
It got me
terrifying,
going.
but,
I
like,
mean, it's, made my hair stand up.
I watched one where the clown walks up, and I think it's in like Southern California or something, and they pull out guns on him and,
Yeah.
shoot him. Like they kill
I've
him.
seen
Oh
that
shit!
shit. Yeah, there's something
He's like, dude, I'm
that.
just trying to go to work. I gotta make some animal
I saw
balloons.
another
You're shooting me.
one. I saw another one where the clown got beat up, got
With
his
like,
ass
with
beat.
like crowbar and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one too.
That's awesome.
Like the guy's just standing in the middle of the road and he gets out of his car and he goes, "Get the fuck out of here!" And the clown's just standing there staring at him. And he goes, "All right, fuck it." And he goes to the back and
Yeah.
grabs his crowbar and just runs up and beats the shit out of
Those
the
were my favorite videos. The people that went back after him, like, fuck it,
fuck
let's
you.
go, dude. What the fuck, kill me? I'm not gonna make it easy.
Not playing with that shit.
Do you have that story
seen a
of the
few.
asshole of the week for yours?
Yeah. So the Smallville actress, let me pull it up.
It's Allison Mack. I think is her
Allison
name.
Mack has been arrested in connection with an illegal sex cult case involving the purported self-help group NXIVM. I don't know if that's in Roman numerals or what the fuck it is.
It could just
But-
be 12, yeah.
Big research, guys.
So Mack and the alleged cult leader Keith Rainier were indicted on charges of sex trafficking conspiracy, and forced labor conspiracy. So pretty much what I read from this is Mack was the one that she would lure the
recruit
victims in,
yeah.
recruit them in.
Because basically she's iconic, right? Like
Yeah,
she's
she's
status.
famous and shit, you know.
So
And
she can
then
get girls.
they would come over, and then that's when they would like bind their hands together and strip them naked, and then take them downstairs and do this crazy ritual where the leader would like, grope them, and then he would brand his initials into their skin. And as they're branding them, he's like sitting there groping them, like, feel the pain, feel it, feel your master. I'm just like,
Jesus.
what?
This is graphic.
How do you get involved with that kind of thing? Like, for real. It's just fucking wild, man.
Well, I read they also like it's a group that they can voluntarily be into or something like that.
Yeah.
And in order to be in it, you have to bring like photos or like something ridiculously personal of a family member. It's like
Really?
nude photos of your like sister or something, and you'd have to bring that in, and that's part of your like sacrifice
Really?
to join the group.
Are cult leaders the like best salesmen ever?
They have to
They
be.
gotta
They're
be.
brainwashed. I don't know how they do it. But just like that guy who makes people steal items.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of the same
Darren
thing.
Brown.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of the
just
same.
would like to vote that people are really that fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
You
Also
would think
true.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sex trafficking is actually like a big problem in America. You wouldn't think of it, but it really is.
I've seen
yeah.
Taken.
There was a big ring
Wasn't
busted.
America, but yeah.
There was a big ring busted around here not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Like 2013. No, I guess it's 5 years. But anyway, there was a big sex ring here.
Yeah.
Just people getting rubbing tugs everywhere.
Rub maps.
Rubmaps.com.
By the way, did you do that in Mexico?
No.
Okay, don't get sad.
Well, I mean, once we walked by and we saw who was working, I was like, I don't need Consuelo from Family Guy rubbing my dick.
That's so funny. That's,
I was still in. I was
that's
still
the
in
name
on
of
that.
our robot vacuum, Consuela. I always leave $1 on her when she's done.
That's what we'd name every day at my squadron. This little Hispanic lady would come in and clean the
more lemon
bathrooms and
pledge.
shit. And I'm sure her name wasn't Consuela, but we'd always
so
be like
fucked up.
leaving PT, have to go take a shower, and she'd be in the fucking locker room cleaning, and we'd just like, fucking Consuela's in there cleaning. Terrible.
Dude, you brought up Cancun. It reminded me of the story, the callback of the Welsh lady, your Welsh mum, I guess, if you will.
Jeez.
So they,
Had your sprouts?
yeah, the Sprouts lady. But she, like, we were talking about accents and how much we loved their accent. And Mercer asked her to do an American accent, and her sister jumped at that opportunity and all of a sudden just throws out her version of the American accent, which was, "Oh, I'm from California. Look at my tits."
Those women were so funny.
I wish we would have exchanged information with them. Like once a month, just call them up and
Get him on the show.
Yeah, we could
exactly.
we could Skype them in right now. Maybe get Tommy. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Oh, of course you want Tommy.
Yeah,
over
of
there.
course you're going Tommy. Dude, someone grabs his ass.
Well, you get a little bit of attention, you know.
Especially since he's not on holiday. So I mean, definitely
Yeah, no, I'm not
already-
on holiday anymore. You're right.
Oh,
He
yeah.
still might
No,
be.
I
I
know.
mean,
No, that's what I mean. He's listening to girls now.
oh yeah.
So
you have a better
all the
attention.
attention's
Oh,
back
exactly.
onto you.
Nice,
Got a chance now.
nice, and just string them along just for fun.
I just love the fact that we're with Tommy in the pool. You point out the girl that you're obsessed with there, who's got muscles, you know, and sure enough, an hour later, they're all over each other.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
Tommy-
saw them like 2 days later, even still hanging out, like going to dinner. And I was like, Tommy, get it, dude.
Tom-
You're on holiday. Fuck
I
it.
think my philosophy is Tommy was trying to get back at you. He was mad at you because he
Yeah.
grabbed your ass and you weren't taking it. So he's
I
like,
wasn't
I'm gonna
very
go bang.
receptive.
I'm gonna go bang this girl.
Well, he
Get
could.
back
I'm
at
gonna go
him.
bang his girl.
Well, if he was super into it, he should have said, "I'm gonna go get her and bring her back for us." Yeah, and
That's what you should have offered.
And then like slowly make the seamless transition into just you two in the bed.
Yeah,
Yeah, him and Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes! Nope, not into that one. I thought you were going me and the girl. I was like, I'm into
No,
that.
it starts with the three, and then like all of a sudden you realize that the girl's just gone, and it's just you and Tommy.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Halfway through, you're like, go get a sandwich.
I feel like Lauren's just shaking her head in disapproval.
No, this is hilarious.
All right, back to news. I'm too hungover to do
He's
that.
he's flustered. He's
flustered,
flustered right now.
He's too,
He's thinking about Tommy's infinities.
All he's
over.
thinking about is eights.
8 of them. 8 of them.
8 8s.
oh, that's
So-
right. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Kansas City. I guess we had a cockfighting ring.
What?
Hold on.
Not a cock ring.
That's not
A
on my
cockfighting ring. Chickens, roosters,
Yeah.
fighting. Animal control and police seized over 100 birds in the cockfighting ring, KC.
Holy shit.
I didn't hear about that.
You didn't hear it? Well, I posted it on the group thread.
They were feeding the chickens cocaine and chicken.
It's not as upsetting.
is that real?
I guess, for me.
It's
to
not
hear
it's not the same for me.
cockfighting.
But if you hear a dog fighting, then you're a little pissed off.
Everybody gets up in arms about it.
Yeah, how do we feel about
That's some
cockfighting? I mean,
shit.
I mean,
It don't bug me,
against it?
man.
we are okay. I just want to make sure we're on
Is
the
that
same
our
page.
official stance? Because
Yeah, are we? I mean, is it that bad?
I feel
Lauren,
like we
tell us what we're supposed to
should.
be against. Are we
I
supposed
really
to be
don't-
against it, or-
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in like a country where they do it and like I
Mexico.
can go,
I would bet.
I would go watch
bet.
it just to see
Pete is
it. Same thing as like a
automatically gonna be all
bullfight.
over
Like I would
this
want to
show.
go see a bullfight.
I've seen a bullfight. Why
I'm
not check
interested.
chickens off the list?
Yeah,
I
as
agree.
long as the chickens are like in sweatpants.
Yeah.
Exactly. If they're
Yeah.
not in sweatpants, then it's okay.
I'll see
just
that
funnier
shit.
in
Yeah,
sweatpants.
yeah,
She
that's
said they
so
should
Look
funny.
that up. Is that the official rule?
She said they should be in sweatpants because then it'd
They
be.
run
then
like
it was-
velociraptors. It kind of makes sense, you know.
Oh, chickens are 100% dinosaurs.
Oh yeah,
I
I
held
would
one.
think so.
So this happened in Kansas City. Is it because? I mean, who was it? Who was behind it?
No, there was 2 houses on Cypress Avenue in Kansas City. There was 2 houses right next to each other.
KCK.
No, KC no.
Oh, okay. Just
Would
trying
have been
to,
alright
just trying to
if
get
it
my
was a KCK
demographics.
or-
Just trying to get my demographics.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was assuming it'd be in the predominantly Hispanic area,
Which would be KCK.
which is KCK.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
where
I was
going
going to
with
guess
it.
which Kansas City. That's
what
what
I
I
was
was going.
thinking.
Yeah, but they shared a backyard and they had these coops everywhere. And someone complained about, like a neighbor complained about, I think a dog roaming loose. And then when they went to check on that dog, they just saw the conditions of all these chickens.
Yeah.
Wow.
When really, I'm thinking they're chickens. Like they'll eat anything. Just
Right.
They're fine.
Yeah. Tyson was getting ready to move into town.
Yeah, they
Oh
got
my gosh.
they got shut down quick.
Yeah.
The vegans are gonna get upset
Oh,
though.
it just smells so bad.
Oh, did we just lose all our vegans?
We're not losing a huge population there.
Anyway, that's all I had for that one. And then we had a couple deaths this week.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Vern Troyer.
Mini me.
Many me.
He was awesome.
Yeah, funny.
Homeboy, I mean, did it ever come out like what he passed away from? He was 49. I don't know.
I read the article.
Probably
what is
complications
their
of being.
lifespan?
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
What
Like,
do
I
you
don't-
mean them?
Oh my
Well-
god. Are you referring to midgets in general?
They're little people.
Little people.
I feel like they die a lot sooner. Am I wrong?
I think
They
they,
do.
are.
I think it's like
No,
mostly
you're
heart conditions.
right.
The midget
Like-
wrestler died. You guys remember that when the midget wrestlers came? Okay, this is
Yeah.
awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
thought you
I
meant,
tried
like-
to. We tried to do a promotional thing with them, and could never get a hold of them. Even talked to some people at OBS.
Remember Snow White Fantasies? They loved me.
What?
Hold on,
What
what?
just happened?
Snow
I
White.
don't
fantasy?
remember this.
Oh, look, hold on. All right,
As
story.
we all turn our chairs to
We
stare
talked
more.
about that last time.
Yeah.
Okay, just so you know, everyone, they have normal lifespans. It's
They
Do they really?
Yeah, I've read a few articles here.
how
It says
dare you.
it depends on how they live their life, the decisions they
Well,
choose.
and he was a big alcoholic. If I
Yeah,
remember.
exactly.
Hung out at the Playboy Mansion. Having a
Did
great
you
time.
know?
See, it's how they live their life, but it's like a dwarf can live a normal life.
Hey, I will never ever forget on the what was it the Surreal Life.
Yeah,
When
like
he-
him and Vanilla Ice.
got
all
He
those-
gets hammered drunk.
Yeah.
They carry him to bed, and he's like humping the pillow. And then they're all hanging out in the living room, and he comes back out on his motorized cart, turns the
Starts
corner,
pissing.
runs it into the wall, and then just turns, still on like his knees or like his from his knee down, like they're laying flat on his thing.
Like he's
just
sitting
reeled
on.
back, and he just turns to the side, still like that, and just starts pissing all over the wall
Yeah.
Why have I seen that?
because it's on the Surreal Life.
It was on that VH1 show.
He was, remember that movie Baby's Day Out?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that? He was the stunt double for the baby.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was the stunt double for the baby. There's like a scene
Kind
with
of fucked up.
he's crawling across the street. That's Vernon Troyer crawling across
did
the
not
street.
know that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
That is
It's
awesome.
wild,
Well, he was
isn't it?
only 2'8" is what I looked up.
That's dwarf. Yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's
dwarf.
I don't know the difference.
Dwarf. There's midget, which is taller, and then dwarf, which is much shorter.
Science.
Big science guys.
big midget guy.
Professor Triple C.
I guess he was battling suicidal thoughts too. Maybe.
So he was just living. He was just living his best life. Just
Yeah, they found him
probably all the drugs.
intoxicated.
Yeah.
Because he had a drug problem too, right? I mean, if you're on the Surreal Life, I assume you have a drug problem.
Yeah, I think.
Alcohol
Well,
and
What's
drugs.
his name?
Vern Troyer. Mini me.
But we also had another death. A former first lady, Bush,
Barbara, right?
Barbara Barbara Bush. Yeah.
Double B's.
What's George W. Bush's wife's name? What's her name?
Yep.
I thought it was
Yep.
Barbara.
Laura.
Bush, okay.
Hell yeah, big Bush.
Both Barbara.
Big Bush guys.
I did not know that about you.
No, actually, one of my buddies is from Texas. He lives in Kansas City now, but his family still lives there in Texas. And actually, his brother went to the funeral yesterday, or the viewing or whatever of the former first lady.
Or is he a friend of the family?
Oh, it was a public thing. Like it.
Okay.
So it was like if oh geez, I don't even know who to throw out there, but like a main public figure were to pass, they'd do like the public viewing.
Yeah,
Like
it's
they put him in.
Muhammad Ali died.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Was it Louisville? Like they shut down pretty much, and everybody went out and was along the route to the graveyard.
Oh.
in the
Everyone
viewing.
stood there.
Like everybody was on the side of the road and shit. Yeah.
Biggie.
Biggie, oh yeah, Biggie. They definitely did.
They had a
They
huge
partied fucking
Yeah,
hard.
they partied
Someone
hard for
played
Biggie.
Juicy, not Juicy. Was it? No.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was
That's one of 'em.
Juicy. Someone started playing Juicy and fucking everybody
Just
just started
getting down.
partying, dude. Yeah, like it was
No
wild.
shit. All right.
Wouldn't that be just crazy? Like if you are, a survivor of these people that died, and just like to see the impact like that one person had
Right, like Biggie's
on
mom.
that many people. Yeah,
Yeah, like
just-
watching these people, thousands and
know.
thousands.
But I mean, if I ever, when I do die, that's what I want. Like, I just want a giant fucking party going on.
I'm definitely not.
We'll do
getting
that. I'll write
I
that
want,
down.
like an Irish wake, like just everybody get hammered, like kegs at
real.
my funeral.
Yes.
and eggs.
Eggs and eggs at my
stands.
funeral.
And just drag me around for the whole day. Just
Bury me with jelly beans and popcorn, and I'll
I
be
think
happy.
Nick Swartzen said this in his stand-up. He was like, he's like, at my funeral, I want to be a closed casket, and everyone just coming up, just touching the casket, whatever the fuck they do. But he's like, then I just want techno music to play, and I come down on strings. And they just dance me around, and then my mom's like, what was Nicholas into?
Oh, Nick Swartzen. My grandfather in his will had a certain amount of money that was put aside for the after party for a bar.
That's
literally
That's
a
pretty
tab
cool.
at a bar near our house.
Gertz.
No shit.
Gertz. It was at Gertz.
Was it
yeah.
Gertz?
It was
Yeah, I
Gertz.
love
seriously
it.
was. Yeah, it was in his will, and there was a certain amount of money that was just literally for an open tab.
I hope
at
you
that
guys.
bar.
I hope you
his-
guys reached the limit.
Yeah, we were
Did
well
you feel
behind.
obligated?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. There was
gotta keep
shots
going.
We
involved.
gotta do it. We gotta do it.
He was a regular at that place, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah. They used to have for a long time after he had knee surgery. He refused to use a cane, so he used his pitching wedge as his cane, and they had that pitching wedge at that bar.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's badass.
really?
That's pretty cool.
I went to a
badass.
family thing for Erickson. It was at Gertz.
Yeah.
It was like Thanksgiving.
Just getting hammered. They know how to party. They like to party. You met Mac.
Yeah, we have met your cousin.
By the way, Lily survived Cancun?
Barely.
By Mac watching?
Barely. She's been a little different, but yeah, she survived somehow.
Well, I just remember the snaps that he sent of her just on the ground, like she looked dead.
Yeah.
I thought she was when I walked in the door because he was still there when I got home.
Yeah.
He was just chilling there, and she was like laying on the ground. She didn't even get up when I first walked in. She was still sleeping. I was like, I literally had to poke her. I was like, is she alive?
Hey,
What'd you do to her?
I looked at Mac the other day when we were playing volleyball, and he was like, "Yeah, did you see my snaps? I really partied at Eric's." I was like, "Jesus."
Yeah, one of the first things he said to me, he goes, "Did you get any noise complaints?" I was like, "The fact you're asking makes me a little nervous about leaving you here again next week." Yeah, he turned.
I got
my
invited to
coffee
that next week. Yeah.
He turned my coffee table into a beer pong table.
No, he his coffee table's short. He lifted it up
Yeah.
and put it on chairs, so it'd be normal height.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
brought the
brought
kitchen
in
chairs.
kitchen chairs and propped the table up in the middle of his living room.
Wow. That's
He's a special kid.
All right.
Shout out to Mac, by the way.
Lauren, do you have anything else for us to add?
No, not really. On Barbara Bush or on Lily?
No, before we move into the close of the show.
She's been a Lily watcher before me, or a dog watcher for me before.
I did. I was very
She's
drunk.
experienced the week with Lily, unfortunately.
Oh
for
my
her.
God.
I enjoy watching Lily go up and down the stairs. It's so funny.
I liked your Snapchat of when she got stuck.
Yeah, she bottoms out sometimes coming down.
She has to go. She goes diagonal up and down the stairs so her belly doesn't rub
Yeah,
on him.
she really let herself go, but it was her decision.
Is that what you keep
Just
saying?
let her live her
Are you
life.
saying that to make yourself feel better?
Well, she was an asshole
She
when
became
was
a
skinny.
huge asshole when she got skinny.
Yeah, she was.
Prima donna.
She's
really
so
let
much
it go.
happier now. I can just tell her in her face.
All right, I'm
She's so
sure
happy.
nobody knows what we're talking about. So let's move in.
Imagine Eric's foot with a dog head.
I hate you.
Oh my god.
And that leaks gas hard.
Oh God.
Jesus.
I think we talked about Lily, my fat English bulldog, so we'll explain it that that's what Lily is.
So it's that time of the show. Now, Eric's going to have more options.
This is not true.
Than
you
us.
You guys exaggerate this whole situation.
Our FMK are going to be first ladies in your lifetime.
Can we make the presidents be Lauren's F and K then?
Yep. That's the way that'll work.
Wait, hold on. No, let's not make special rules for her.
That's
I want to know what lady she likes.
We did this last
Just
time.
assume
Okay,
that
you
she-
can
I
do- you
mean,
can do
I'll be a
presidents,
lesbian
I'm
every
Guys,
time. That's
I'm
fine.
I like the idea. You're going to do two. You'll do two. One for the gals, one for the dudes.
Can I do the guy one too?
I might do it at this point. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Ryan, who you got?
Well, first and foremost, killing Hillary Clinton. Like, that's
That's
who
out
are
there
the
now.
Let's go.
No,
Any
first ladies.
in your lifetime.
Any of them?
first
In your
lady.
lifetime.
Oh, see, this is just literally just a standing joke. So you guys are
No,
gonna say
you just
fucking
have
like-
more options. That's all
No,
we're getting
you guys
at.
are assholes. You're going to say something fucking shitty like Jackie O or something like I was alive
Yeah,
when
the
she was around.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
it was
I'll
close,
just start.
wasn't it?
I'll just throw your punchline out right now. No, Jackie O is not the one I'm going to pick to fuck.
Oh.
The,
Well, I mean, it
Lincoln,
was
the
kinda
Lincolns.
Why don't you come up with the first name?
I don't know
You
the
can't
wife
just say
of
Miss
Mary
Lincoln.
Beth.
Miss Lincoln.
Yeah, sure. I
Mary
can.
Beth Todd.
First Lady
Isn't
Lincoln.
that her name?
You just made that up. Continue. Moving on. Eric's old. Whatever. Fuck
He's mad now.
Now he's angry. So yeah, killing Hillary. He'll reiterate that one. Marrying Melania and probably fucking Michelle.
Melania.
Melania.
All right.
Y'all marry Melania. I'll kill Hillary, and I'll fuck Barbara.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah, let's go.
That is aggressive.
Damn it, he took mine.
Thoughts and prayers.
I guess mine's probably the same as Ryan's. I'm trying to think of another one because I'm not going to give you guys that option to make fun of me.
Well, like
So,
Jimmy Carter's wife? You don't know her name?
No, I do not. We'll just call her Shirley. I don't know.
Shirley.
Call her Shirley.
Shirley Carter.
Rosalind.
Rosa. Oh, look
look
at
at
her
that.
go.
Did you actually know that or did you look that up?
I know it.
Oh, wow.
Look at
I
the
lied.
big brain on
Genius,
Lauren.
right?
Curious to see
No, I
if
lied. I have
Jason's
a
going to
list
use
of them just in
Michelle
case.
at all here.
Oh, I am.
Everybody's looking.
I'm just gonna fuck Melania.
Okay.
I'm marrying Michelle. Smartest first
She's
lady I
awesome,
think
yeah.
we ever had. She has like 3 degrees, all from Ivy League schools. Smart girl.
Don't leave
And-
Barbara out.
Don't forget Barbara.
And then I'll probably kill Hillary as well.
Yeah.
Probably kill her.
Throw her on the stakes.
I'm with Ryan and Eric. I'm marrying Melania. I'm gonna fuck Michelle, and I'm gonna stab Hillary.
Oh, just
Oh, we can
detail.
say how we're going to do this?
I think someone's knocking at the door. Is that the FBI?
Yeah, we're,
show
before
them
this
that-
even gets released, we're in trouble.
I'm going to show up in a clown suit.
No.
Lauren,
Wait,
who do
wouldn't
you
that
got?
mean that he was going to try to marry Bill someday?
Oh my god. Well, I think we all collectively killed Hillary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
Amen.
probably marry Eleanor Roosevelt, and I would fuck Jackie O.
Hang on. That's
Eleanor
not in your
Roosevelt is
lifetime.
not
In
your
your
lifetime.
lifetime,
So?
not any old.
I
Alright,
like,
whatever,
but,
fuck
you
it,
know,
alright.
I'll say she's.
She embraced
I
it.
can break the
Well,
rules.
keep it.
Let her live her own
Tell
life.
me not to break the rules.
She's the producer. She can do what
She can do whatever she
wants.
wants.
She wants
Okay.
to lick
She's in
Eleanor. She
Now,
can lick her.
now the men.
What about
Big rug
presidents?
Aw, man.
Presidents.
Yeah, now the men.
I'll do it with you. Why'd you get all red in the face? I was talking about the president's thing.
Don't
you
point that out. It gets worse every time.
If you say you're gonna fuck Bill, there's a chance that might happen. So watch out.
Oh, wow.
That's who I was going to pick.
No, I would probably kill Bill.
Oh,
Ha.
Ah,
Good
movie.
Kill Bill.
Uh-huh.
I would fuck the shit out of Obama.
I don't even have to say it.
I was going to say marry Obama, but all right.
All right, I think that's the end of that.
My mic's off, right?
I'm done with this. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. Be sure if you're going to shop on Amazon, you go to brosouptime.com. You click on the microphone in the top right-hand corner. That takes you to Amazon. That's a great way you can support the show. Also, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Bro Soup Time. And share our stories or share our posts. Tell your friends we love you. Bye.